Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Project Ozone 3 Kappa mode. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you all to make sure that you like and subscribe, and of course, leave any comments you have at the end of the video. In addition, check out my Twitter for updates on live streams and videos when they go live. Check out Twitch for live streams every Saturday, Sunday. Should be 1 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, usually. Schedule change will be posted on Twitter, and of course join the Discord to chill and chat with the rest of the community. Alright, so let's get into it. So since last time, did a little bit of work. I got us a lot of plastic, liquid plastic that is. Put this here. It's keeping it pretty much maxed out. This is closing in on max pressure. The whole system should remain stable, not going above 5 bars. Because of the security upgrades, that's why this is releasing pressure right now. This one is a little bit lower because we're using a little bit of pressure over here. We got the temp up really high, and this may look stupid. But after last time I was having those problems with getting it to get the temperature, I realized, so this heat, or while I looked it up, this heat structure is a little weird. So each side that's not got something covering it, it's considered touched by air, can release heat. So as much heat as I was putting in was being released. So by covering it up like this, you can use, I think, only like 1 bar of pressure got me up to enough temp to get a good chunk of fuel coming in of all these different kinds. And then I did a similar thing to this one, though it doesn't really need it because this thing's at almost 1,000 degrees, and I think it's maxed out the temp on this thing, yeah. And it only needs 100 for this too, so yeah, that's not a big deal. So, this episode, we need to clean our inventory out a little bit, because we don't need that vortex tube anymore. There's no real reason. We're plenty enough speed with how we have it set up. And I'm going to stay away from that area for the moment because it makes a lot of noise. So let's collect a couple quests we never claimed last time. Also, I put 5 speed upgrades in each of those, which is probably a little bit overkill, but better to be a little overkill than to not have enough. So, my goal going forwards is to not have to constantly fill this thing with coal to use it, because we're going to need it for a lot of future stuff, especially mechanism. So I want to get a flux compressor, which is not super complicated. The only real challenge here, okay, so this does require that. Okay, that's what I was figuring. So we do need to get, I think this needs, so this is just stuff that we can do in the pressure chambers, nothing. Printed circuit boards require these capacitors and transistors and the simple PCB stuff. But to do these we're going to need to do a lot of them eventually. We want to start by doing we want our first set of them to be used to make this assembly system. So we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. 7 of these printed circuit boards with 3 capacitors each. So that's like 21 capacitors, 21 transistors. That's going to be a long ways off. But let's start working towards it. So we're going to make etching acid, which I believe is a pressure chamber recipe. Yes, we need some green plastic. So we need to get, first things first, we need to get the colors we need for our plastic. Green. This is growing pretty quick. Probably. Oops. Don't want any of that stuff going in there. That won't smelt up. Right. So we're just going to get a little bit of each dye in there so that it can get started, because we really don't. It does not take that much dye. Like those 2 red I just grabbed are probably enough for a good couple pieces of plastic. And then I'll just grab a stack of lapis. Might as well put a full stack in there. So it's only So this etching acid, which is our next step. It's actually a quest too. 2 green plastic. 2 of those. Nice. That also completes a... Eventually we'll use all the different plastics and that'll complete that. But for now, bucket of water. Just put water out there. Then everything else I think comes down from the mob farm. I know we need 2 zombie rotten flesh, 2 spider eyes. Where are spider eyes at? I know we have them. 2 spider eyes. So let's get this stuff together. 2 spider eyes, 2 rotten flesh, the bucket of water, and gunpowder. 2 gunpowder. And we should only have to really use this to get the first couple circuit boards going, and then we should be done with it. So it's this. Turn that off so that it doesn't take any of the stuff we put in out. Oh crap, it already did. Also, all that compressed iron finally finished. So now we have plenty of compressed iron. So I can make that. Get that back in there. So now this is enabled on high signal as well. So when I flip the switch on, it will turn on the thing. But until I do that, it shouldn't. Okay, come on. Put these things in there. It can't be that slow. Okay. I don't remember how much pressure this needed. It needs... Oh, 1 bar. It's like nothing. And we have like almost 5 bars. Put the gunpowder in. That's all we got left. There we go. Come on. Make me some etching acid. There we go. Turn that off. And this should be a quest. UV light box. This requires Amadron. I figured this was coming up. You always end up needing this thing. So thermoconductive alloys, extreme alloy plus boron. That requires that, which requires that. This requires gray plastic. Thermoconductive, which is boron arsenide, which is chemical reactor. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I guess we're back to nuclear craft before we can really make any advancements. Because this UV light box is really necessary, and to get it, it's GPS tool, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Air compressor, thermoconductive, or air, whatever this thing's called, air canister. Needs thermoconductive alloy, which requires extreme alloy, which we have, and boron arsenide. There's where your problem comes in. Only way to get that is an Inconformer with molten version of the stuff. Only way to get that is a chemical reactor with the molten arsenic, molten boron. And both of those need to come from a melter. So we need a melter, at least 1 melter, which is a bit annoying because we'll need to make more of these machine chassis. And so let's go back through the path. Well, I'll go back through the path, and then I'll bring you guys back when I have an idea. If there's anything interesting on the way, I'm just going to probably end up crafting up all the stuff to make the machines, and then we'll come back and actually do it. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. All right, see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back. So I did a little bit of what I set out to do. First things first, we need a pressurizer. Reason why is to get crushed rhodochrosite back into rhodochrosite. Just because and also to get the cubic boron nitride. To get a bunch of these, like, those things. Graham cracker, that's kind of cool. Yeah. We can turn 64 graphite into it. That's kind of cool, but completely useless. Also, this can be used to make plates, but that's not what we're using it for. And the other one that we're going to get right now before we have to go do a little bit more crafting is this Inconformer. And we'll get these both set up in our wall. This one's going to mean we can take this whole thing of crushed rhodochrosite that we just got. Chuck it in the pressurize. Oh, we should probably... Okay, that one's completely... Alright. Now we want to take all this crushed rhodochrosite. And we can give it a couple speed upgrades. How many did we put in each of these? 8. About as far as we want to go. Alright. That was just a little side thing. I need to get back to it because this is just to get this rhodochrosite because we need this to make the diamantine, these empowered diamantine, which are needed for every single machine in this. Also the ingot form we need for making the boron arsenide. Now we're down to just the salt. The salt mixture we don't need, but I'm going to craft it up since it will let us unlock the chemical melter's quest, so then it won't matter. We'll be done with that stuff. And we need the melter, and then we should be all good. So I'll bring you guys back in a couple minutes when we have those machines built. And yeah, we'll hopefully finish off the episode by making the Amidron tablet we need, so that we can get into some of this more advanced pneumatic craft stuff. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of crafting and see you in a bit. Alright guys, we're back. So I should, knock on wood, have everything together. Oh, that's what I forgot. That's easy enough to fix. Alright, so I should have, M buckets, which I think I have in here, yeah. Alright. Let's do the salt mixer. Do that. A melter. Do that. Chem reactor. And that's going to ding as soon as I come out of here. Yep. Alright, so we have our 3 machines. Alright, and then we will get these machines all set up. That's 3, right? The salt mixer I don't necessarily need at the moment. Just built it because and then here is the 2 machines I really need. I mainly built that other one for the sake of making it easier on me later on when we need. Is this not attached to a power source? It is. I guess the reactor must have just kicked on. It's not down to the lowest percentile yet. Maybe the melter just holds a lot of power. That's why it's so slow. 28 KRF. Yeah, everything else holds a lot less RF. Okay, that makes more sense. This only holds 540. Yeah, that holds like a lot. All right. Now that we did that, we'll... Oops. Do not want to do that. I guess now comes getting this boron arsenide, which requires us to have boron and arsenide. Arsenide is... How do we get crushed arsenide? It's andesite. Okay, so I'll get some andesite in the rock crusher. Andesite. Here we go. Get a stack of that in there. Pull the other stuff we got from the thing out, and we can store all this stuff over here. All right. What is the ratio of these? I think it's 1 to 1. And the uses for molten boron arsenide is the Inconformer, which is right here. That was the only machine that did not get. Perfect, I have just enough upgrades for it. Not get any of the upgrades. Rock crusher, how we doing? So we need some boron, which we have in the dust form over here. Make 5 for now, because I don't know exactly how this is going to work out. And we destroyed all our buckets again. So let's get 3 of those going. Come over here to the melter. It'll melt up all this. The real concern for me is how we're going to transfer this stuff around. Okay, and then just melt up these. Let's try 2 more boron. We just need a bucket of it, essentially. Because that's how I'm transferring it right now. I think I can use, there's like a pipette thing. Pipette. Or like, I don't know. There's exactly, or well, as close to exactly a bucket as we're going to get. And that's going to make how much? 668. Hopefully it makes a bucket worth. Just make a bucket worth. Okay, there's a bucket worth. Beautiful. And it's actually making more than a bucket worth. And how much of this is needed in an Inconformer? 666. And let's put this into the Inconformer. Oh, oops. Input. We'll get a tank. This tank will work. Doesn't have to hold that much. It's just input. Hopefully this works, because this should get us the stuff we needed. Okay. And that's in there. I think the hammer works as a wrench. Do we need a crescent hammer? This isn't expensive, just tins of iron. Tin. Surprised we haven't had to make one of these yet. Crescent hammer. Just making sure I didn't make 2 of those. Nope, I don't think we have. I think we just used the. Oops, crap. There we go. Should make single boron arsenide, and we need to use that in here to make a single or 2 of the Thermo Alloy. And we'll just clear the tank. Clear all these tanks. Actually, we can bring over that last bucket, and that should be. And we can dump what's left. Might as well get a little bit extra of this while we can. Okay. Now we should have all the things to make this thing that we were going to make. Okay, so this. No, we need our compressed iron. It's over here. And this is going to be it for the episode. I don't think we're going to get the thing done. We spent a lot of time doing just. Let's pull it half a stack out. We spent a lot of time working on this. We made 2 of them. I don't think we need 2 of them, but. Well, I guess we have 2 of them, so it doesn't matter. That was a quest. Sweet. Store one of them for now, since we won't need it. Also have an extra machine chassis for later, for more nuclear craft machines when we need it. All right, this Amadron tablet, which is what we're working towards. We can get rid of that now. Need 1, 2, 3, 6 gray plastic, 7 gray plastic, and then 4 red. Nice. We're running a little over on time, but that's fine. All right. Piece of glass, and we'll finish off just by building it. We'll work with it next time. All right. So that was one heck of an episode. Got a lot done. Hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, you guys are free to leave now. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye, guys.